Jim Fogle song at Capitol. I said, I've done some things I'm not proud of and you know about, and there's been a bunch of things that I didn't do.
Country music has always been known for its gritty authenticity, but the industry has had its fair share of scandalous secrets. From hidden affairs to legal troubles and feuds, these stars have done everything to keep their scandals quiet, but the truth always finds a way out. Join us as we uncover 15 shocking scandals country legends tried to hide. Number 15, Johnny Cash's Grand Ole Opry Band, 1965. Johnny Cash was known as a dynamic performer in country music by 1965. His deep voice, rebellious image, and emotional songwriting had made him a legend. Despite his talent, his battle with substance and alcohol addiction was starting to affect his music and behavior. A memorable incident at the Grand Ole Opry would have a significant impact on the history of country music. That night, Cash performed at the Ryman Auditorium in Nashville, where the Grand Ole Opry was held. He was full of energy due to a mix of substances and alcohol, but his behavior became unpredictable. As the show went on, he became more and more frustrated. Suddenly, he exploded in anger and started breaking the stage lights with his microphone stand, causing broken glass to fly everywhere. The damage was unexpected, and the Opry's management was very upset about it. The Grand Ole Opry had very strict rules, making it stand out from other music venues. It was seen as the best place for country music, where tradition and proper behavior were important. If performers went too far, they could be banned from playing there, which is what happened after Cash's outburst. He was banned from performing at the Opry for an unknown period of time, something that rarely happened to such a popular artist. Cash was not allowed to perform at the Opry for a long time. During this period, his addiction became worse, causing legal problems, health issues, and almost ruining his career. But in the late 1960s and early 1970s, Cash successfully made a comeback. He improved his behavior, tied the knot with June Carter, and discovered a fresh motivation. As a result, the Opry lifted the ban on him in the early 1970s, permitting his return to the stage. When Cash returned to the famous stage, he was not the troublemaker who had broken its lights. He had changed into a well-regarded artist, whose experiences gave more depth to his music. The Opry embraced him warmly, and he stayed a cherished figure in country music until he died. However, this wasn't regarded as tragic. Tanya Tucker's life has been a whirlwind of success and controversy, with her engagement scandals and substance use adding to its mystique. What makes Turkey's scandal worse? Number 14, Tanya Tucker's engagement scandals and substance use. Tanya Tucker became a famous country music singer in the 1970s when she was just a teenager, impressing audiences with her mature voice. However, as she became more famous, her reputation for living a risky lifestyle also grew. While many female country singers usually maintained a wholesome image, Tucker preferred a wild and rebellious lifestyle, often having her personal life in the headlines. One of her most well-known relationships was with country music icon Glen Campbell. Their relationship, which started in the early 1980s, was not easy.
I was very young and, knew how to push the buttons. And
Campbell, who was much older than her, had dealt with substance misuse issues, and Tucker had her battles with substances and alcohol. Their relationship had intense moments of love and heated arguments, often in front of others. Even though they loved each other deeply, their engagement came to a painful end, leaving Tucker devastated. After breaking up with Campbell, Tucker continued to attract attention for her personal life. She had a public relationship with actor Ben Reed and they had 2 kids together, but their engagement also ended badly. Her difficulties with relationships seemed to be similar to her struggles with addiction. By the late 1980s and early 1990s, her substance misuse was getting worse and worse. After realizing she was heading down a dangerous path, Tucker went to rehab to get help and worked hard to take back control of her life. Coming out stronger, she was determined to show she was more than just a sensational story in the media. Making a remarkable comeback in the mid-1990s, she climbed back to the top of the country music charts and gained the respect of fans who admired her strength. Number 13, Merle Haggard's criminal past. Merle Haggard had a difficult life before he became famous in the country music industry. He was born in Oildale, California in 1937 and faced challenges, especially after his father passed away. This caused him to rebel, leading to skipping school and committing small crimes. During his teenage years, Haggard started committing more serious crimes. He began stealing and tried to escape from juvenile detention centers several times. His rebellious behavior resulted in him committing more severe offenses.
Well, when you go to jail for truancy, they don't separate you from the hardened criminals.
In 1957, when he was 20 years old, Haggard was arrested for burglary and sent to San Quentin State Prison. His experience there had a big impact on him. Seeing the tough prison life and watching Johnny Cash perform made him want to turn his life around. After he was released, Haggard made the decision to focus on music. After finishing his time in prison, Haggard took up different jobs and practiced his music. He sang at small venues in the area and started to become well known in the Bakersfield music community. His heartfelt lyrics and emotional performances connected with people, which helped him become successful in the 1960s. Haggard's music was deeply affected by his troubled past. His songs such as Mama Tried and Sing Me Back Home are based on his time in prison and feelings of remorse. His talent for expressing real emotions and relating to his audience made him stand out in the field of country music. In 1972, the governor at the time, Ronald Reagan, pardoned Haggard, recognizing his improved behavior and his impact on music. This pardon showed how Haggard went from being a criminal to a respected musician. Number 12, Dolly Parton's legal dispute with Porter Wagoner, 1979. Dolly Parton and Porter Wagoner had a difficult relationship. In 1967, when she joined the Porter Wagoner Show, she was a young singer hoping to make it big. Wagoner, who was already a well-known star, helped to boost her career by introducing her to a larger audience. Their working relationship was very successful, resulting in popular duets and increased fame for Parton. However, there were problems brewing behind the scenes. As Parton's skills improved, she also became more ambitious. She desired to pursue a career as a solo artist, but Wagoner wanted her to continue working with him. In 1974, she decided to leave his show, which was a tough choice that greatly upset Wagoner. Her leaving inspired her famous song, I Will Always Love You, but it also led to a contentious legal dispute. In 1979, Wagoner took legal action against Parton for $3 million, alleging that she violated their contract and owed him some of her money. The lawsuit was a very emotional and public event, revealing the tension in their previously close relationship. Parton, who had previously talked warmly about Wagoner despite their disagreements, was deeply upset. After a long period of legal battles, the case was resolved without going to court. Although the details of the settlement were not made public, it was evident that Parton wanted to move on from the conflict. She remained thankful for Wagoner's contributions to her success, and eventually, the two repaired their friendship. Wagoner eventually confessed that he felt sorry about suing, and before he died in 2007, he and Parton made amends. The lawsuit caused both of them a lot of pain, but it showed Parton's strong will to manage her career, which helped her become one of the most famous music stars in history. However, the scandalous story of Jones will leave you speechless. Number 11, George Jones's alcohol overuse. George Jones was known for his exceptional singing in country music, but he faced a difficult personal struggle that almost ruined his career. His alcohol addiction was well known, and he was called No-Show Jones because he often missed performances. Jones's excessive drinking became more severe while he was married to fellow country singer Tammy Wynette. Their relationship had intense highs and extreme lows, often caused by his alcoholism. He would often go on extended drinking sprees, not returning home for days. There were instances where he would skip concerts altogether, disappointing fans and angering promoters. One of the most well-known stories about Jones is when his wife hid his car keys to prevent him from driving to the liquor store while drunk. Instead, he got on his lawnmower and drove to buy alcohol, which later became a famous story in country music history, showing how deep his addiction problems were.
I don't think I really was beginning to see it was out of control because I was so out of control I couldn't see it.
Over time, Jones's struggles with addiction affected both his health and his career. While his voice remained strong, people started to doubt his reliability. However, he eventually decided to get help and was able to take back control of his life. Thanks to the help of his fourth wife, Nancy, he was able to find stability and conquer his addiction once and for all. Number 10. Kenny Rogers' plastic surgery speculations. Kenny Rogers was famous for his smooth singing voice, classic songs, and cowboy style. However, as he got older, people started to see a big difference in how he looked. His appearance changed a lot, making many wonder if he had plastic surgery. In the early 2000s, people started talking about Rogers getting cosmetic surgery. His face looked tighter, his eyelids were different, and his features seemed changed in a way that didn't seem like natural aging. Fans were surprised by the transformation because they were used to his familiar rugged appearance. Many people began to speculate more when he started appearing in public. His skin appeared remarkably flawless, leading to rumors of plastic surgery like facelifts and eyelid surgery. Although Rogers was always open about discussing his looks, the sudden transformation became a popular topic in the news. Some supporters stood up for him, saying he had the right to make changes as he saw fit. Others believed the changes took away his charm that made him popular. Despite what people thought, Rogers kept going with his career and didn't let the gossip get to him. Number 9. The Chicks Political Controversy, 2003. The Chicks, previously referred to as the Dixie Chicks, were a highly successful country music group during the late 1990s and early 2000s. They were known for combining traditional country music with a more contemporary style, which led to them winning numerous awards and gaining a large following. However, in 2003, everything changed after one remark. During a concert in London, the main singer Natalie Maines showed she didn't like President George W. Bush and the U.S. going to war in Iraq. She said the band felt embarrassed that Bush was from their home state of Texas. This comment, although it may have appeared minor at the moment, led to a strong negative reaction. Country radio stations in the U.S. started removing the Chicks' music from airplay after the incident. Fans reacted by burning their albums, and the group lost many former supporters. The conservative country music industry also began to distance itself from the Chicks. The dispute negatively impacted their jobs in ways they didn't expect. They were once beloved in country music, but ended up being excluded. The criticism affected them both professionally and personally. The band members were sent death threats and their families were harassed. Even though faced with a lot of criticism, the Chicks did not give up. Instead of saying sorry, they stood their ground and adopted a new image that was not as connected to the usual country music style. Their album, Taking the Long Way, released in 2006, confronted the criticism directly, with tracks like Not Ready to Make Nice as a response to their detractors. Number 8. Glen Campbell's Legal Troubles, 2003. In 2003, Glen Campbell was considered a country music icon due to his long career and popular songs like Rhinestone Cowboy and Wichita Lineman. Despite his successful image on stage, Campbell battled with personal issues such as alcohol overuse. This all came to a head during a scandal in Phoenix, Arizona, which surprised and upset many of his fans. That night, Campbell was taken into custody for driving under the influence following a small car crash. Instead of stopping, he ran away, which led to a short but risky chase with the police. When the officers eventually caught him, he appeared drunk, having difficulty standing and speaking clearly. When the police tried to arrest him, Campbell reacted aggressively by apparently hitting an officer in the thigh with his knee. This made the situation worse, resulting in an assault charge being added to his existing serious charges. The popular country music star was now confronted with hit-and-run, DUI, and aggravated assault accusations. His arrest became widely known as his mugshot appeared in newspapers all over the country. Many fans were shocked to see the usually charming singer in a difficult situation. Some people felt sorry for him, while others were upset that he had allowed his personal issues to escalate to this extent. Campbell later apologized for what he did and admitted he was dealing with alcohol problems. He went to rehab to try to change his life for the better. Even though there was a scandal, his music career was not affected. He kept making music and doing shows, and many people praised him for being open about his challenges. Number 7. Willie Nelson's substance arrests.
Let's start with marijuana, because I was saying to you, I've never smoked marijuana, so I'm curious about what it does for you. And you describe it as an old friend who has never betrayed you.
Willie Nelson is open about his love for substance, unlike other country stars who keep their personal lives private. He has incorporated his support for cannabis into his public image. However, his public support has led to legal issues, including multiple arrests for substance possession. One of the most famous arrests Nelson had occurred in 2010 while he was traveling in Texas. His tour bus was stopped at a border checkpoint where officers found substance. Even though Nelson was calm about the situation, law enforcement took it seriously and charged him with possession. This wasn't the first time he had been in this kind of trouble. He had been arrested for substance abuse in other states like Louisiana and North Carolina. Despite facing fines and legal consequences, Nelson never wavered in his beliefs. His interactions with the legal system made him more famous as a rebellious legend in the country music world. His fans loved that he didn't follow the rules of the industry and stayed true to himself. Rather than letting the arrests hurt his career, Nelson saw them as an opportunity to advocate for the legalization of substances. He became a prominent figure in the movement, talking openly about the advantages of cannabis and even starting his substance brand, Willie's Reserve. Despite the disagreements and problems, Nelson was still very popular in the world of country music. His legal issues did not hurt his career because his fans stuck by him no matter what. Even now, he is seen as a symbol of freedom, defiance, and sticking to his beliefs no matter what. Aside from this being a tragic personal scandal, Hank Williams Jr.'s was brought out to the world no matter how he trained to hide it.
Number 6, Hank Williams Jr.'s offensive remarks, 2011.
Hank Williams Jr. was famous for being outspoken and not holding back his opinions. He was known for being rebellious and rowdy in the country music world. However, in 2011, his strong beliefs got him into major trouble, resulting in a huge scandal. It began when Williams was a guest on a morning talk show and the topic shifted to politics. Because of his conservative beliefs, he was questioned about what he thought of President Obama and Speaker Boehner playing golf together. His answer surprised everyone, as he compared Obama to Hitler and criticized his leadership. This controversial statement created a lot of buzz in the media. The reaction was immediate. ESPN, which had been using Hank Williams Jr.'s famous song, "All My Rowdy Friends Are Here on Monday Night," as the theme song for Monday Night Football for more than 20 years, quickly separated themselves from him. In just a few days, the network revealed that they would no longer be using his song during broadcasts. This was a significant setback, as the song had become closely associated with the NFL's primetime games. Williams refused to apologize and instead stood by his words, saying that they were misunderstood. He even released a song called "Keep the Change" to express his defiance towards those who he felt had treated him unfairly. The song gained popularity among his loyal fans, but it also had a negative impact on his mainstream career. Number 5. Randy Travis's public intoxication and arrests. Randy Travis, known for his deep singing voice and popular songs like "Forever and Ever, Amen," went through tough personal problems that affected his music career and how the public saw him. His difficulties became well known in 2012 due to a number of incidents. In February 2012, Travis got arrested for being drunk in public outside a church in Texas. He was caught smelling like alcohol, and he confessed to drinking after fighting with his girlfriend. This incident suggested that there were underlying problems, but the most concerning event happened later in the year. In August 2012, Travis was in a car crash by himself in Texas. When the police got there, he was naked and aggressive. He got arrested for driving under the influence and supposedly made threats to the officers. Because of this, he was charged with DWI and threatening a public servant. The fans were shocked, and Travis's clean reputation was damaged by these incidents. He was punished by the law with probation, fines, and community service. In addition to the legal consequences, these situations brought attention to his battles with alcohol and personal issues. In 2013, Travis had a serious stroke that greatly affected his health and his ability to do things. Even though it was difficult, he tried to get better and went out in public a little bit. Fans appreciated his determination and helped him through his health struggles. Number 4. Jason Aldean's infidelity, 2012. In 2012, Jason Aldean, a popular country musician, was involved in a scandal when pictures emerged of him getting cozy with Brittany Kerr, a former American Idol contestant. Aldean was married to Jessica Ussery at the time, his high school sweetheart and mother of his 2 daughters. The photos, taken at a bar in Los Angeles, showed Aldean and Kerr being affectionate, causing a lot of gossip and debate. Aldean quickly dealt with the problem by admitting his mistakes and feeling sorry. Even though he apologized publicly, the situation caused a lot of difficulties in his marriage. In April 2013, Aldean and Ussery decided to end their 12-year marriage, stating that they couldn't resolve their differences. The end of their marriage was a rough time for Aldean, both in his personal life and career. After Aldean's divorce, his relationship with Kerr became more well-known. People in the media closely watched how they interacted. Even though there was some criticism at first, Aldean and Kerr stayed together and got married in March 2015. They now have 2 children together, strengthening their relationship. Number 3. Taylor Swift's genre shift. Taylor Swift started her music career as a country singer, connecting with fans through her storytelling and lyrics that people could relate to. Her first albums, like her self-titled debut and Fearless, highlighted her country background with acoustic sounds and songs that connected with country music lovers. Tracks like Tim McGraw and Love Story became popular songs, proving her talent in the country music industry. Swift started trying out new sounds as she grew as an artist. Her third album, Speak Now, continued to have a country feel but also suggested a move towards a more diverse musical style. Songs like Mine and Mean combined pop elements with her country roots. This blend paved the way for her major musical change. Her fourth album, Red, marked a change in Taylor Swift's music. Even though it still had some country songs, it also included more pop tracks like I Knew You Were Trouble and We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together. This mix of genres led to debates among fans and critics about the direction of her music. Some appreciated the variety, while others thought she was moving away from her original style. In 2014, Taylor Swift made a big change by releasing 1989 as her first official pop album. This new album was a departure from country music and instead embraced synth pop and electronic sounds. Songs like Shake It Off and Blank Space became popular on pop charts, showing her successful transition. But not everyone was happy about the change. Some country music fans felt she had left behind the genre that made her famous, leading to discussions about authenticity and artistic growth. Despite facing negative feedback, Taylor Swift's decision to change her music style allowed her to connect with a wider range of fans. She worked with different musicians and kept evolving as an artist. Her albums like Reputation, Lover, and Folklore showcased her versatility in exploring various musical genres. Now let's dive into another publicized scandal which they tried so hard to hide. Number 2, Morgan Wallen's racial slur, 2021.
I understand that, I understand that I'm not ever gonna make, everyone happy. I can only come tell my truth.
In the beginning of 2021, Morgan Wallen, a country singer, received a lot of criticism when a video of him using a racial slur was made public. The video, taken by a neighbor and shared by TMZ, showed Wallen coming home after a night out and using the offensive term casually. This event led to a lot of people, including his fans, other musicians, and people in the industry, expressing their disapproval. The consequences were quick and serious. Wallen's music company paused his contract without an end date, and big radio stations stopped playing his songs. Also, online music platforms decreased his presence, and the Country Music Academy said he couldn't win any awards in 2021. All these steps showed that the music industry does not tolerate racist actions. Wallen apologized publicly for his actions and admitted to causing harm. He took a break from the public eye to educate himself on racial issues and talk to black leaders and organizations. He also promised to donate money to groups that promote racial equality. Even though there was disagreement, Wallen's album sales went up unexpectedly, showing a mixed reaction from the public. Some fans stuck by him while others questioned how he could still be successful after making mistakes. This situation led to more conversations about responsibility, making up for bad behavior, and the influence of consumers in the music business. Number 1. Garth Brooks faces romantic misconduct allegations. 2024. Country music legend Garth Brooks was accused of intimate misconduct and physically harming a former hair and makeup artist named Jane Roe in October 2024. The lawsuit was filed in California and accuses Brooks of acting inappropriately while the plaintiff worked for him from 2017 to 2020. With specific incidents supposedly happening in 2019. The accusations involve claims of uninvited romantic touching and indecent conduct. Brooks has strongly rejected the accusations, calling them lies, and saying the legal case is just a way to extort money. He took legal action first by suing to prove the claims are unfounded and stop them from being made public. Brooks claims he's faced threats and lies and is determined to protect his good name. The legal dispute involving Brooks has received a lot of attention from the media, which has affected his successful career. Despite the legal issues, Brooks and his wife Trisha Yearwood have remained strong together. In March 2025, Brooks showed his emotions as Yearwood was honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, demonstrating their support for each other during tough times. As the lawsuit goes on, it still brings up conversations about power imbalances in the entertainment industry and the challenges of handling these accusations. People who follow the case are split, with some strongly supporting Brooks and others calling for a fair investigation. The result of this lawsuit could have long-term effects on everyone involved. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and also click the next video shown on your screen.